Hello, my name is Christine Goulet. I'm based in Paris and have dual nationality, American and French. I've been in Paris for 15 years. My background is actually as a corporate lawyer, where I started as a venture capital and private equity lawyer at a firm in Massachusetts in the US. I then did an MBA at INSEAD and proceeded to start my career in sustainable fashion back in 2006. I've had operational roles in two small companies, startups, which were both brands, but wanted to start a B2B business. So I was hired in both cases to launch these B2B businesses. So the first company is called Eden Apparel, which was in 2006. This company was started by Ali Hewson and Bono of U2 to create sustainable employment in sub-Saharan Africa. The second startup is called Pangaya, which is based in London. I was there in 2021. And in both these cases, I had P&L responsibility, built out the strategy, the team, had experience working with supply chain on the ground. In fact, in the first case, I was in Africa about a month after I started building the supply chain there and working with farmers. In addition to both of these operational roles, which also required a lot of business development, which I think I would consider one of my specialties, I worked for almost 7 years at INSEAD, where I did my MBA. There, I was in the entrepreneurship center, and I was looking at the trade-offs between impact and financial return. I was teaching courses at the MBA level and also executive education, and doing research in this area, as well as building programs related to education and teaching around social entrepreneurship and impact investing. I was then recruited into Kering, where I worked in the sustainability department at the headquarters in Paris. First, I was focused on sustainable sourcing, so looking at different raw material supply chains such as cotton, leather, fur, and doing kind of top-down work on systemic change and being really part of a lot of multi-stakeholder initiatives such as Textile Exchange or Organic Cotton Accelerator, and more bottom-up, going to the field and working with the supply chains again to build capacity and offtake some of these raw materials to put into the products of the various luxury brands which are part of the Kering Group, such as Gucci and Saint Laurent and Balenciaga. I also then transferred into being the head of sustainable innovation, where I worked for a few years and understood at group and house level what were the biggest challenges that they were facing in terms of innovation, and really helped match make between more operational people who could test new technologies and solutions on the market. This looked across the value chain from alternative raw materials all the way to end of life. This was also during COVID, so there was a lot on digitalization and this acceleration we had for virtual showrooms, virtual fit, virtual shopping. So I have experience in both sort of the soft tech and hard tech side. I stayed there until I was recruited into Pangaya, as mentioned. Stayed at Pangaya for a bit over a year, but for the last 2.5 years have been working as a consultant. I started my own practice called Sustainabel Advisory Services, where I have three different buckets of activity. The first is continuing to work around innovation, where I'm on the board or advisory board of a number of startups in the space around traceability and materials. I also work with a number of investors. The second area of expertise is working with brands on sustainability strategy, sustainable sourcing. I've worked with amazing clients, houses within LVMH, Kering, still working quite closely with Kering. Also, Phoebe Philo. I've worked with Angelina Jolie and her new Atelier Jolie venture that she started in New York. And then the third bucket of activity is more collaborative action. So I work with the Fashion Pact, UNEP, the GIZ on some of these bigger macro issues again. So I'm really interested in this position because I feel it combines a lot of my areas of expertise. I recently did an executive education course at Harvard Business School in October on being an effective board member, because I feel that I really love this work. I think it is a place where there's a lot of leverage to make change and have impact both on the business side as well as on the impact side. So one of the things that attracted me to this job description is the fact that it's in my area of expertise around retail, growing businesses, which I've had the opportunity to do at Pangaya and at Eden. and also the ESG aspect, which, as you can see, has been very integral in what I'm doing. I also would say that because of my background as a lawyer and with an MBA, I really come at issues of ESG from the point of view of how it can be integrated into our current capitalist system that we're in. So what are the business models and business cases to put forward to show that these are investments, and to really always keep in mind the business reason behind doing this work. So with that, I think I'll close out this video and look forward to seeing if there are any next steps. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.